Hi everyone, it's Heidi from Flutter by Heidi, and I'm Heidi Smith, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United Kingdom. And today I'm doing Halloween. It doesn't look like it because I've got cute fruit out, and I've also got my umbrella builder punch out. But this is inspired by a lovely demonstrator whose website is stampcampwithjen.com, who came up with this brilliant idea to use the umbrella punch to create a bat. How cute is that? So I don't normally do, I rarely do Halloween, and now the boys are a bit older. I've got a nice bit of glue on there. But I do occasionally, and I have a couple of friends. I've got a friend who is in fact a witch, so I do tend to send her a little card. And I actually thought, in terms of the colours, it would be great to use the Plaid Tidings DSP. So this is a lovely DSP that is really useful for autumn, fall, and across the Atlantic, or for Christmas, or for just, you know, and for Halloween, because I think those kind of oranges work really well, like pumpkin oranges. I actually used pumpkin pie on this because actually I thought that picked out that colour really well. But I'm actually going to use some Mango Melody, which is another one of the colours in here. So let's just go through the papers. They're 6x6, and you can see some lovely deep rich colours there, and some lovely bright pinks too. Bit of pretty peacock, some black and white, a bit of cinnamon cider in there, bit of shaded spruce. I think it's rich raspberry rather than blackberry bliss, but you can see really fun kind of plaid, you know, sort of tartany sort of type colours. I'd probably put them more as plaid than tartan. I don't know what the difference is actually, perhaps I need to look that up. But I just think they're great fun. And work well on so many different cards, and there are so many different colours. I mean, you can see I've listed them out on there. You know, you've got black, Cajun craze, cherry cobbler, cinnamon cider, loads of them. Have a look, including blues like Seaside Spray as well. 48 sheets, 6x6 paper, great fun. I've also used die cuts. I've used my stitched nested labels, and I've used these two here. The numbers have run off those. I think that's 5 and 7, but basically a couple of labels that nest together. So I've used these, but you could in fact use circle punches maybe instead. Anyway, it's really good fun, and the cute fruit is for this little cute face, because there's two faces on, well, three faces on here. I used this one, and I've done a little treat as well, which I've got coming up. So yes, that's how I've got my nested labels in there. You can see I've used sort of the two with actually the bigger gap, not the sort of next one down. So it's kind of, I've taken out the intermediary one and gone for those two. So really quick and easy card, bit of fun, and let's get to it. So first of all, you're going to need a card base. I've made a 10th fold card base, which is 29 by 10.5, scored at 14.5, so just a standard 10th fold card base. I've then taken this is just a piece of it's like Teflon sheet, blending sheet, and I've taken a quarter of one of our sponges to do a bit of blending. Now, blending isn't something I do very often, but you know, it's really good fun every time to try to do something different, and it does sort of gives you a nice colour without being too harsh. So I usually start at one edge. I do kind of dab it and blend it a bit on my sheet just to get rid of the excess, and I kind of try and ball it up a little bit, and then I start in the bit that's going to be covered by my die cut and work out from there, try and blend as much as I can. And you say you can do as much or as little as you want. You could add different colours if you wanted to, if you wanted a stronger colour. It's just nice to say, just to do something a little bit different. So there we go. I've blended that, and with my die cut, I'm just going to pop that over the top to see if I've gone it far enough. So I probably want to come a little bit further up to the top on this. So again, just a little bit further up the side. Going to give a nice area, and just keep working over that. And less is more, so start off quite light, and you can always add more ink afterwards. So I'm going to pop that mat and sponge to one side, hopefully out of reach, so I'm not going to cover myself in ink, although there are no guarantees. So I've then got I've cut a Mango Melody piece, and I've cut a piece of the DSP as well. So all I'm going to do is add a bit of Tombow to the back there, to make sure that that sticks down really well. So just again, fine bit, less is more. You don't need massive amounts. But what I am going to do is try and get an even border on that, like so. And then I'm going to trim down. So I'm just going to grab my trimmer and pop my card in and just trim that off to one side. Obviously you've got a nice straight edge there, so you're going to get a nice effect and a nice straight one. Okay, so there we go. So I'm around about the bottom third of the card. I'm going to add that. Now you could add that on dimensionals if you wanted, or again, I'm actually going to use Tombow because my bat is going to be up on dimensionals, so it'll just help keep it a little bit flatter. So I'm just going to add that in there. Line that up on the edge, just use your nail, you know. Again, pop that to one side. Oh no, I'm going to do my stamping. So I haven't got a current Stampin' Up Halloween set, so I'm using an old one, Spooky Cat. You can see it's the old style logo, but I kept it because of the cat, and yeah, just because I think, you know, everyone needs it. I have a couple of Halloween stamp sets, the cookie cutter one and this one, which I think are great fun. Okay, so once you've done that, I'm hoping, now the reason my other card has some layers on it is quite simply because I messed up the stamping. So I'm just going to pop my Happy Halloween. Lovely. It has worked this time. I haven't made too much of a mess of it. Okay, so again, pop that to one side, and now we're going to come to the fun bit of creating our bat. So you want the umbrella builder punch. I'm using a 3/4 inch punch. You could use layering circles potentially instead. And all I'm doing is taking a scrap piece of my basic black and punching out 2 of the open umbrellas, like so. Now I am really lucky, I have long-eared bats here where I live, so I'm really fortunate. So I'm going to actually create some longer ears, and all I'm doing is I'm feeding the waist back into it and kind of overlapping those 2 semicircles, and hopefully, there we go, that is created me a little ear there. And you can either cut that one in half, or I've got another one here. You could just cut yourself some triangles out. I mentioned it in another video, which may be before or after this one. So I've got a little cute treat holder coming up using this bat as well, along with a spooky ghost. And that's it on your for your bat. Just one little face, like so. And I'm just going to trim the bottom off those ears. This one's probably a little bit on the big side. There we go, just trim that off as well. There we go. Okay, so let's do our face. I'm using my craft ink. Don't forget, this does dry out, so you generally need to re-ink before you use it. Try not to do what I've done, which is actually use my Memento Black and then use this without cleaning it. Rubbish Stampin' Up demonstrator. There we go, craft ink, look at that, what a mess. Fortunately I have got a nice new one ready to use, look, lovely, whisper white one. It's probably time I moved across to that one. And now let's do our construction. So Tombow I find is best for this, and all you're going to do is just add a little bit of glue down the middle here and overlap those points. You're going to add a little bit of glue, kind of work out where the top of it is, just to the top here, and those are for my lovely long ears. I know a lot of people don't like bats, but I have to say they're so endangered. I have a fondness for them. Less fond when they're bigger, I have to say. And then good old dimensionals. So I'm using big dimensionals on this. I wouldn't normally, but I just think it really helps to create a nice big bat. So I'm just going to turn that over and add a dimensional there. Bring my card back in. And I'm going to do my bat first because I want to kind of centralise that. Just pop that in the middle there. Then the head. And that's good. It does help if you actually have a look at your ears first. Actually, those are a bit big. They look a bit like rabbit ears. I suppose not. They do have very long ears. I was really surprised when I had my long-eared bat. Perhaps I need to round it a little bit more at the top. Oh well, he's my bat and he's cute. Just pop that in the middle there. And there we have a happy Halloween for my lovely witchy friend. A lovely, a fun punch art bet with thanks to Stamp Camp with Jen. So thanks for watching. I hope you have fun too, and have a bit of fun making a bit of punch art. Thanks for watching. Bye.